Morning Year 6 and welcome to a new week of mathematics. Thought we'd take a short diversion this week away from fractions and have a look at some geometry. Going to begin with the first quadrant. So getting ready. First thing you need to do is your assessment. Complete the entry unit assessment before you begin. If you haven't done that yet, pause or stop the video and have a look at the assessment. It's the Year 5 position and direction, and it's being posted on Class Dojo. Have a go, do the best you can, and have a look at the answers. Are you correct? Now you've looked at the answers, could you probably have had a go at the other questions? Has it jogged your memory? And from that assessment is going to allow you to judge where you put your efforts over the series of 4 lessons of geometry. So well done for doing the assessment and checking out your current knowledge. We're now going to go into a review, which will be a review based upon the Year 5 learning. There we go, 3 questions. Find the origin on the graph, label the x and y axes on the graph, which number represents the y coordinate in the coordinate pair 5, 7. Pause, have a go in your own time. Okay, let's see how you did. Go over the answers. So this is the origin. The origin is the part of the graph at 0. Sometimes it's 0, 0. On this one, we have just the 1, 0. So it's you can see it marked. Now the x-axis is always across. An x is across, and the x-axis always goes in that horizontal direction. Therefore, that must mean the other one is the y. So we've got the x-axis here and the y-axis here. So which number represents the y coordinate? Well, the coordinates are always written x, y. So in this case, we're looking at the y coordinate. So let's go into some explore maths together. Have a look at this. We've got four quadrants. I remember in a flashback 4 pointing out to you the direction of the quadrants. Can you remember? Can you identify them? There's the first quadrant. There's the second quadrant. Do you remember now? So we were going in this counterclockwise direction. So what's going to come here? Third quadrant. And finally the fourth quadrant. So this is the focus of our learning today, the first quadrant. So we've taken out the first quadrant from the diagram. So just pop back. So if you have a look, so this part of this diagram has been taken out. And here we go. So we've got the x-axis across and the y here. What was this called? That's right, it's the origin. So we've got increasing numbers from 0 to 10. And here vertically, we've got increasing y-axis numbers 0 to 10 as well. So this would be decreasing and decreasing. So how can we describe the position of the point here? A couple of things for you to think about. Which order? 4, 2, 2, 4. Have a think. So the position of the x on the x-axis comes first. So it's 2. Followed by the position on the y-axis. What would that position be? 4. So we're describing the position of that point as 2, 4. So pause the video and have a think about these additional points. We've still got the blue one here at 2, 4, so that's your reference and reminder point. And then have a go at these. So pause the video for as long as it takes you to have a go at those and jot them down. So let's have a look and see how you did. You feeling confident this morning? For 2. What's the most common error on these coordinate questions? Yep, we're reversing the x and y and doing it yx. So it's xy. Xy is also the order in which the letters come in the alphabet. X. And the y at 7. And the green point. What about this one? Well, it's on the x-axis, it's resting on the origin. No, you're right. It's not resting on the origin because the origin is 0, 0. But is it resting on the 0 for the x-axis? Maybe you agree with that. Yep. So 0, 6. You were quite right to point out that it wasn't on the true origin, but it is on the 0 x-axis point. And the final one. So as we're going through these, if you've made any errors, you're in a position now to make sure this one is correct. So all the time challenging yourself, following the lesson and improving and learning what to do. There we go. 9, and yes, this time it is on the 0. So the 0 of the, that's right, the y-axis, because it's x and y. How did you do? If you did really well, move on. If you're struggling for whatever reason, Just learning at your own pace. Take the video back, pause, have another look, have a look at the answers. If you have the facility to print, maybe print, use a ruler to do your own lines. So what's the same and what's the difference? Here we have point A, point B. What's the same? Are there any similarities on the x-axis? Any similarities on the y? What's different? Are the x and y axis different? How are you going to approach this? Well, if you do the coordinates for A and the coordinates for B, hopefully it'll stand out to you and you'll be able to see visually. So pause the video and have a think. So A is 2, 4. 2 on the x, 4 on the y. B, 5. 5 on the x-axis, 4 on the y. So what do they have in common, and what is different? So there's a common coordinate there. That's the y-axis coordinate. There we go. Any others? So what's the same? What's different? If you did well on the last one, then you're going to be really speedy. If you did struggle on the last one, I'm really hoping that you're getting the idea now. So write down the coordinates of A. So we've got the x-axis and the y-axis. Do the same for B. Visually have a look at them. What's the same? What's different? Have a think. So A coordinates 2, 4. B 2, 8. So this time, what do I have in common? This is the x-axis is the common. Excellent. So ready for checkpoint. Have a look. Joining the coordinates 2, 2, 2, 6, 6, 6, and 6, 2 will make a square. True or false? Prove it. Draw yourself a first quadrant coordinate grid and plot them. Okay, let's check out how you did. So it was true. We got here 2, 2. What we got here 2, 6. We got here 6, 2. What we got here 6, 6. So now we go at the questions 1 and 2 on the worksheets. The questions and the marking station are available on Dojo, and the questions on screen are already just for reference. I don't know what this word means here. Okay, you've had a go at those questions. Let's do some more thinking. So I think we can work out the coordinates of the red point. Is he right based upon the information that you have here? Is it possible? Is it possible? Have a think. So there's the x-axis. What would be the... Would that one give us the information for the x? How about that one? Which one are you going to go for? Okay, so let's do the y first. 6. So in here, they're in line. So that's the 6. Here we're going across the x-axis. And we've got 12. 12, 6. So if the 3 points form 3 vertices of a rectangle, what are the coordinates of the missing vertex? So that's going to be over here. Have a think. So it's going to be useful for you to plot these out. If you haven't done that already, pause the video and do that. And then hopefully we can visually see where that point, and that point will lead us to the coordinate answer for that 4th vertex. Let's have a look. Going up here and here. Now, 2 questions. Can you work it out mathematically? It's the first question. Second question, can you work it out through inspection of your drawing? Now, what you would need to know is these properties. So this side and the parallel side will be of equal length. And this side, wibbly wobbly, and this side will be of equal length as well. If you want to have a look at that again, rewind it, pause it, take your time. If you're ready to move on, have a go at the rest of the questions. The questions and the marking station are available on Dojo. So how did you do today? You've assessed yourself at the beginning, You knew what your strengths and your points of development were. We've gone through some visual representations of coordinates in the first quadrant, being careful of the language. There aren't too many questions, but you do have to draw them out so you can visually inspect them. And so I would imagine that with this video being about 22 minutes, doing your assessment, doing your questions, you have about another 40 minutes in total. This lesson today would be approximately 1 hour. Take care.